Spoilers, spoilers, blah blah blah, whatever. Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here. Well, to wrap up this Undertale Irish miniseries, let's look at one of the most adorable couples in the game, Undyne and Alphys. Undyne is, well, Alphys is, yeah. But even for as weird as all of that seems, the two of them, like everyone else in this game, seem to have a hint of Irish origin. Let's start with Undyne. What do we know about her? She's captain of the Royal Guard, super tough, can summon spears at will, But above all else, Undyne is a noble warrior through and through. And honestly, if characters didn't refer to her as a her, she could have easily been mistaken for a guy. Not hating, just saying. But you know what the funny thing is? Irish folklore monsters called Merrow are the exact same. I'm sure a lot of people look at these creatures and go, oh, well, it's a mermaid. That doesn't really sound like Undyne at all. Well, here's the thing about that. Yes, while Merrow females are beautiful, silver-voiced, and gentle, the men? Different story. First of all, there isn't even a real term for Merrow men, as the word Merrow is a female term. This already makes some interesting connections with Undyne. Now, please don't take this as some secondary agenda. It's not meant to be. It's just an observation. Undyne, though female, exhibits some incredibly masculine traits. In fact, throughout much of the game, it would be very easy to believe that Undyne is male. Much like how Merrow men are often identified as female, Undyne, a very masculine character, is identified as female. But you want harder evidence, right? Well, I got some. While female Merrow are all Little Mermaid, Merrow men? Well, not so much. Merrow men tend to be far more fish-like, with more fins, fish-like faces, and sometimes even possessing 2 legs. Basically what Zoras were before they got all bishy. In fact, hang on a sec. I'm gonna save this for later. Possible episode and whatnot. Anyway, as such, Undyne far more fits the categories of male Merrow with her more masculine, fishy features. But the real kicker, guys, comes from an Irish folktale called The Soul Cages by Thomas Crocker. In it, it was the duty of a male Merrow to capture the souls of lost and drowned sailors and lock them in cages under the sea. If we basically replace sea with ground, Undyne's job of captain of the Royal Guard would be identical to this tale. For her job was to capture the souls of men who fell into the underground. As one final little tidbit I do want to make mention of is that Merrow, particularly females, were known for interspecies relationships. Mostly due to the fact that Merrow men were, well, they weren't the best lookers. Oftentimes they would take human husbands on the surface or drag them under the sea to live with them. In a way, I can't help but find this sort of cross-species relationship similar to the one of Undyne and Alphys. And speaking of Alphys, let's quickly talk about her Irish origins as well. And yes, they do exist. I admit, this one was tricky. I mean, Alphys is basically an otaku, scientist, dragon. And yeah, this is where I found Alphys's connection with Ireland. Alphys, though, isn't really a dragon, but she's very much a drake. And what's the difference? Unlike dragons, drakes don't have any wings, nor can they breathe fire. Also, unlike dragons who live in any climate, drakes tend to live in climates of extremes. For example, an ice drake would live in the most frozen reaches, where fire drakes would live in some of the most boiling climates imaginable. And where does Alphys live? In the core, you say? That thing that produces thermal energy for the entire underground, you say? Well, looks like we got a match here, ladies and gentlemen. But there's more. Drakes, wyverns, and all manner of animals belonging to the dragon family also act as medieval symbols of wisdom, intelligence, as well as guardians of secrets. As the chief scientist of the royal family, it would make sense for Alphys to be a creature that personifies intelligence. And the one secret that Alphys was trying to hide, which makes up her entire character arc, is the biggest connection between her and her possible inspiration. As we learn in the pacifist run in the True Lab, Alphys was experimenting with determination and monster souls to discover how to bring deceased monsters back to life from certain death. Basically, a way to break down the laws of nature and essentially make monsters immortal. And even this has a draconic reference: the Ouroboros. Present in many different cultures, not just Western European, the symbol of a serpent, often a dragon, forming a circle with its tail in its mouth, was a near universal symbol of both immortality and the cycle of nature. You know, the two things that Alphys was trying to manipulate in her experiments. The Ouroboros, outside of religion and philosophy, has also been used as a prominent symbolism for the ancient alchemy opus, the Philosopher's Stone, an alchemical compound said to turn mercury into gold, as well as possessing the properties to brew the elixir of life, used for rejuvenation and immortality. Don't that sound familiar? Whew, well, I guess that just about wraps up everyone. I mean, there's Metaton, but I honestly think his conception was one birthed from modern times, popular culture, and eccentrics. Same goes to Napstablook, who's characteristically based off of the concept of Napster, if his name is any clue, alongside his love of music and file sharing. But oh, you're saying I'm missing someone? One of the most prominent and popular characters in the entire game? Well, I guess you should keep your eyes out on the Game Theorist channel then, because I might be posting one of the biggest links between Undertale and Ireland using a certain special skeleton in the coming weeks, so don't miss out. And speaking of not missing out, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on any of my newest culture and gaming videos. And if you're just joining us on this quest to culturally analyze one of the greatest games of 2015, click that I, annotations, or links in the description to take you to the start of the playlist that's chronicled this journey. Or check out any of my other videos talking about the vibrant culture of our world and how it shapes our games. But until next time everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah signing out.